Hello, you beautiful soul. I just finished meditating and doing a little bit of energy work and things like that, and really sitting with a topic that may be taboo for some or kind of controversial. I don't know, or maybe just unpopular, because a lot of times people feel that healers are always like joyful and, love and light. And I call all that kind of toxic positivity, because everything that I've ever experienced for my lifetime and with the people that typically find me that I help and hold space for have had challenging lives, and we've had to experience levels of darkness, of really deep shadow work, of pain, loss, grief, all of that, right? In order to evolve. And I'm going to speak just for myself in this, but in order to become the woman that I am today, where I'm able to hold great space for people and have compassion and love and things of that nature, right? Like, even if I don't necessarily understand something, I can take my own thoughts, feelings, whatever out in order to hold space for someone, to help them feel seen, to help them feel heard, so that they can process what they need to process. Because it's a learning experience for me too, right? Like, I'm a student of life, just like the next person. And I'm saying all of this, I have a point, promise. I was thinking about my business and how Soulpreneur life has evolved over the last few years. And I was like, how can I be of service to people in a way that feels really good for me? How I'm healing, right? Like, I still have physical things that I'm healing since my Army retirement, and I'm still a single mom, and just I have these new kind of, I guess we can call them hurdles that are coming up that I'm learning how to navigate. And I'm like, how can I hold space for people in a way that feels good? And just reflecting, where have I helped people? How have I helped people? What does that look like? What does that felt like, etc. And like, thinking about this in meditation, something came up. I've only had one customer that I refunded that I didn't provide service to over the last few years. And that experience was coming up, and the anger that this client had, it literally, like, I feel like I've always been divinely protected, even when I was walking through spaces most people would have died in, or when I was in war, when I was doing all of these other things, right? And this particular client, she signed up for what I recall, it was like a sale. So I never really had a chance to get to know her. Like, she wasn't active in my communities online or anything like that, but she wanted to work with me. So she signed up, we booked our session, and there was just something that was off. But I was like, no big deal. I'm here to help. I'll do whatever. And my spirit team was like, absolutely not. My angels, my guides were like, absolutely not. Day of her appointment, I had clients before her. Everything was smooth. Everything was great. And as soon as I got her on the line, her anger for what she was going through, which as soon as she started sharing, suddenly my internet connection stopped like being so clear. And I'm telling you, like, I have the fastest internet, like all of the things, right? And I'm like, what is going on? And I just remember feeling the heaviness and the anger that she was feeling, and it was almost like I couldn't breathe, right? And some people, they carry spirit, some people they have, and they don't know it, or they're unaware of it, and that's okay. That's a process that we go through. And anyways, the anger was like just pouring, like oozing from her communication, and something in my heart was just like, no. And my internet router completely shut off, like it broke. And so I got on my phone, because at first I didn't understand what was going on with my internet, because it had been perfectly fine and it was a new router, but it just suddenly broke. And that's just an example of, like, sometimes even when we start to go against our own intuition or our gut feeling of when we're experiencing something, like our angels, our guides, our creator, whatever you will call it, is still looking out for you and protecting you, right? And I ended up refunding her for the session, and I didn't rebook with her because I went obviously from my computer to my cell phone to email her to try to see how she wanted to proceed, because I typically record sessions so that people can go back and absorb more information and things of that nature. And she was just very nasty, very mean, and was saying how she was going to write a bad review and this and that. And it was a lesson for me, right? So I that popped up because people who are in a position where they may have title of healer, some people are, labeled business coaches, but they're still healers and things of that nature. And my dogs are coming in here to snore. But they're still human, right? They're still processing things. They still deserve to be appreciated. They still deserve to be respected. And you're allowed to hold boundaries. You're allowed to say no. You're allowed to create future offerings and things like that that feel really good for you. Chloe, Daisy, get out. Out, go. Out. That feel really good for you because you're the one who's doing it, right? And a part of self-love and self-care is making sure that you do create systems and things that feel really good, not just for your client, but for you, because you're the one who's also participating in it. So that was my first and only refund. And so as I'm sitting here and I'm kind of feeling into some things and exploring like this new layer, like I feel like I'm entering a new chapter of my own experience, which means the people that I'm going to be helping are going to be evolving too, right? Like we can only meet people as deeply as we've met ourselves. And so this is kind of long-winded and all of that, but I just feel like it's important to share that it's okay to have a process. It's okay to not have everything like completely clear, and to trust in the unknown. And that's something that has really hit deep for me for quite some time, especially with working in my own Akashic records, not just with my clients, but understanding that trusting in the unknown, which is challenging for me. I'm an earth sign, leaves so much room for inner child healing, generational healing, creativity, and just opportunities for us to shine in our own unique way. So if this resonates with you, if this lands with you in some way, just let me know in the comments. But before I get started with this day and everything, I just really, like my heart is just so open, like meditating and doing the energy work that I did on myself this morning. It really just shifted my perspective again, which I really love. I love learning and seeing things from different perspectives. And sometimes that is the thing that people are afraid to do. Change perspectives, be seen as growing or evolving, right? Because people label us or they put us in a box of their own understanding. And as soon as we seep outside of that, it's like, who does she think she is? What do they think they're doing? And all of these other things, it can be unsettling, right? But you deserve to live a life that makes you happy. You deserve to live a life that is full, that is you, that is authentic to you. And whether that's showing up in your business or that's showing up for your family, your friends, yourself, I mean, you deserve it. So why not? Why not? So, but anyways, I look forward to chatting with y'all soon. All right, much love.